So many doctors are reluctant to invest in their personal brand.
Yes.
And I can see sometimes they spent all these years studying and then they're like, yeah, but I'm a good surgeon. Surely that should speak for itself. But it doesn't nowadays.
No. Surgery is something very detailed and technical, okay? And of course, as we said, you need to have the base. If you're not a good surgeon, don't brand yourself because it will not lead you anywhere.
It won't get very far.
Exactly. But you have good surgeons, but nobody knows. It's like, oh, I bake the best cakes ever, but I don't give to anybody to taste. Nobody knows that you're a great, chef.
Yeah.
You need to deliver these things, and word of mouth is also very important. So a lot of my patient comes referred by the friends because they've seen my results on them, because they speak about the experience, and that's how also I get a lot of leads.
You are who Google says you are. So do you stand out? What does your personal brand say about you? Welcome to the Kelly Lundberg Show. I'm your host, Kelly Lundberg, and each week I sit down with someone to uncover how they've built their personal brand and the strategies that they've learned. Or I share insights from my work with clients and social media. These are actionable tips that you can apply to build a powerful personal brand in today's world. I'm based in Dubai, a city that I believe has rebranded itself over the years, but really embodies the belief that anything is possible. My goal is to inspire 5 people a day to take action towards their own personal brand journey. In this episode, if it inspires you, then give it a thumbs up on YouTube or leave a review wherever you're listening. Your support really helps increase the visibility and attracts incredible guests. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome to the show, Dr. Matteo. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm very happy to be here.
We were speaking both at a conference a few months ago, and then we connected, and I just love that you're in an industry that having a personal brand is so important.
Definitely.
Yet, so many surgeons don't do it. And that's why I thought it would be really interesting to explore your journey, because I was really impressed with your personal brand, what you're doing, how you're doing it, to inspire others, not just within the industry, out with the industry. So why don't you give everyone a little bit of a backstory as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Dr. Matteo Vigo. I'm an Italian plastic surgeon. I was born in Milan, raised there, studied there. In 2011, I came to Dubai for a visit. My sister was living here, fell in love with the city, applied for the license as a doctor, and I started as a visiting surgeon, back and forth for a couple of years. And it was not working. I did not brand myself. I did not market myself. So after 2 years, I said, okay, this was an experience. Let's go back to Italy and keep my business there and build my brand there.
Yeah.
And then a job offer arrived to a full-time job in Dubai.
Way.
Yes.
What was that after you decided I'm going to move
I
back?
was in the process of deciding I'm moving back. The job offer came, and it was amazing because it was one of the big hospitals here in Dubai for cosmetic surgery, and they offered me the medical director role, which I was very young at the time. In Italy, you need to be 60 to get that kind of job. And they offered me, I took it as a challenge, and I said, okay, let's try. And I started working here, and since 2013, so now it's 11 years that I'm in Dubai, which I still love, of course.
Yeah.
And basically, the idea was at the beginning, I started under the umbrella of this big hospital. So I was having my website, but again, the marketing was done by them. I was receiving patients from them. Then I decided to move out of this facility and become like a freelancer. Okay. And I said, okay, to be a freelancer, I need people to know me. And not only the clinic where I'm working for. So I had the luck to meet a marketing team, which took me under the umbrella. They're Italian. They're in Dubai, but they're Italian. They totally got my vision. They totally got what I wanted to do. So we developed a new logo, new brand awareness.
Under your name, though?
Under my name only. Yeah. New website, social media, and I start slowly to create my brand persona, my brand out there, because what I wanted that people know and remember my name, not the clinic that I'm working for. Yeah. And after 7 years, I can tell you that this paid off. Yeah. Because I am really in a very strong position, especially on Google. This marketing company works a lot on my SEO. So a lot of keywords, Google really give you benefit when you invest a lot of time in this. I do guides, I do a lot of content marketing, infographics on my website, because I want to create a full spectrum of information and educational part for my patients. And if I work with like 15 keywords, now I'm ranking the first page for 270 keywords. Because Google helps you when you see that you are investing your time and your efforts in being there in first page. They really reward you with this kind of thing. So I am, even for procedure that I don't perform, I'm in the first page. I said, why? I don't even market that, but I'm in the first page. I don't do rhinoplasty. It's the only thing I don't do.
And do people contact you then for that? Wow.
Most of them, they go to the website, they see there is no page of rhinoplasty. So then at the end, they don't. But if they put rhinoplasty Dubai, I come in the first page.
Wow.
So this was the big challenge for me at the beginning because I didn't know anything of this. So I studied also a little bit of marketing, what is working, I never did a paid ad on Google, never. Especially in the UAE, in the Middle East, the paid Google ads are not so efficient to give you results. The ROI is not that great. You can run maybe for one topic, one promotion, etc., but it's not really impressive, let's say. The organic SEO, the organic Google outreach is much more important.
Wow. And then directing to your website, and then on your website, it would then click through to the clinic or?
Exactly. Then I have my personal assistant. So from my website, they contact my personal assistant to give the first information. I develop a very important concierge part. So my personal assistant is great for that because she's really focused on patient care, patient-centric approach. She answers all the questions. She's been trained by me since 6 years, so she knows basically, she cannot do the surgery itself, but the rest she is absolutely great in that.
It's an extension of your personal brand, your team.
Absolutely. If you see my social media, she's always on my social media because I want people to put a face on a person they're talking on the phone. And
that's
this really,
interesting.
The customer service, I think, in every industry, but especially in aesthetic surgery, is so important. And I learned through my years when I was back in Italy, I was working for a company who does a lot of these customer service. They have this role as advisor. So these ladies are not doctors, but they're trained to prepare the patient for the surgery, to answer all the questions. They know all the things about the surgery. And this gives a credibility to the brand and credibility to the doctor itself. And that's how slowly I built up my brand. And lately one of the shocking news for me was if you ask ChatGPT who is the best plastic surgeon in Dubai, my name comes first.
I love it. I've never heard anyone do that. That's brilliant.
I tried just out of curiosity, and it came the first name. And but sometimes it changed. We have usually 3 names that are rolling, but mine is one of the first top 3, and it's a big success for me, because it's. Dubai is a very competitive market, especially in my field. You go on Jumeirah, you go on Al Basra.
It's every second villa is a beautiful surgery.
And so to achieve this goal for me and my, also the way I communicate with the patient, etc., it's very, very important. I invest a lot of time in preparing also my social media post. I don't believe social media as a huge tool to get leads and to get patients. But it's a brand substance, the backbone of the brand.
The shop window.
People see you on Google, they go to see your Instagram account. And if you don't have it, or if it's not strong, or if the content is not good, you lose value. If you have a strong website, bring us the leads will go and check you. So in my website, my Instagram, of course, is linked. And they go there and they see my content, see my video, my educational.
It just validates it even more.
It's a validation. That's really important.
Whereas if you find then, if you've got the website, but then they go to the social media, it doesn't match, the credibility will go down.
Exactly.
And then what about they do it the other way? They find you then through Instagram. I guess some people will find. Then they go and check you out online and they're like, okay, this person's legit.
Because then on Google also you have Google My Business where you have all the reviews. They check the reviews and they are, I don't do fake reviews ever. And you can see that there are real people talking about the experience. And I love, again, the fact of the patient-centric approach, because in all the reviews, this comes up. The fact that we are not there, they don't talk about the surgical result. They say, oh, okay, yes, my result is good. but was the approach, was the way they guide me through the process itself, the way they were there for me answering my questions. They take the time to explain to me all the details. That's what really, I think, set up the difference from a lot of colleagues that are great surgeons.
Yeah.
But they miss in this part. They miss the human approach.
Yeah, it's human. And I think what people overlook is it comes naturally, but
Definitely.
actually people don't do it enough to develop that bit where you do it consistently.
Yeah.
And you're doing that consistently, and then people are talking about the whole journey.
Exactly. And my assistant does it consistently. So it's a team effort. And this pays off at the end because it's what the patient are looking for.
Yeah.
A lot of my colleagues are even, I can say, better than me in surgery. I'm not God. What they miss is the empathy with the patient. They just do their job.
Yeah.
For me, it's not only a job, it's a passion. It's something that I believe in it. I always try to get the latest resources, latest technology, just because I want to deliver the best service to my patients. And that's, I think it shows at the end. And the people feel that I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not there to a robot to do, 10 breast surgery per day. Is not. I try to do less surgeries per day, but personalize them and give the focus to the patient.
I think that's a huge part of what you said. Humanizing the business element is your personal brand.
Yeah.
It seems so obvious in some way, yet so many doctors are reluctant to invest in their personal brand. And I can see sometimes they spent all these years studying and then they're like, yeah, but I'm a good surgeon. Surely that should speak for itself. But it doesn't nowadays.
No. Because surgery is something very detailed and technical, okay? And of course, as we said, you need to have the base. If you're not a good surgeon, don't brand yourself because it will not lead you anywhere.
It won't get very far.
Exactly. But if you have good surgeons, but nobody knows, it's like, oh, I bake the best cakes ever, but I don't give to anybody to taste. Nobody knows that you're a great, chef.
Yeah.
You need to deliver these things, and word of mouth is also very important. So a lot of my patient comes referred by the friends because they've seen my results on them, because they speak about the experience. And that's how also I get a lot of leads because they really value these things. And then again, they go and check, they go on Google, they go on Instagram, they go on LinkedIn, they see my efforts to communicate and also trying to be very friendly in communication. I don't use big words. I want something that everyone can understand. We have a very wide range of people and patients, clients, let's call it as you want. And you don't speak to doctors all the time. So if you say very specific terminology, people say, oh, what is that? So if I use a technique, for example, I explain in details what it is. So I use a name which is unknown to most of the people, but then they said, okay, but this is that, and they understand this.
Yeah.
So I think that made the most part of also my brand. I had flows in this process. It's not a process that you go overnight. It takes me 7 years to be where I am now.
And I think that's really important for people listening, but you've got to start somewhere. And I think if you look too far in the future and go 7 years, well, then I won't start.
Exactly.
But you've got to start, but understand it's not an overnight success.
But it's also being a surgeon. 20 years ago, when I started doing my business, I was not as skilled as I am now.
Yeah.
You learn it, okay?
Yeah.
You have the basic. You have, all the things that they taught you in the medical school. But then you apply, and then the first result is, okay, I could do better. And then slowly, you reach the perfection that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And especially in aesthetic is very important to aim to the perfection. Not always reachable, but, the aim is there.
As close as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this process is longer to refine your technical skills, and to refine your personal brand is long as well.
I wanted to touch on the piece of time because you're very busy seeing patients. You've got a team that you're running, surgery, skills. Like, it's so important that you stay on top of the skills and the technology that's coming out. So I think people are going, well, where do you find the time to create content? Talk me through that.
That is a strategy that I put in place over the years. Beginning was a bit random, and it didn't pay off. Then now, of course, I work with the different teams for marketing, one for social media, the one for SEO and Google, and I set every month like half a day of shooting all my reels, for example, for Instagram, for LinkedIn. and to create the ideas. So
Yeah.
I prepare a mood board. So when I reach there, I'm already prepared on what I have to say, the kind of topic I need to talk about. Tomorrow, for example, I have my shooting for the next month.
For January, yeah, for the next
Exactly.
new
So
month, yeah.
it will be, we prepared in time. So I need to remember all the sentences I have to say, etc., the setup, how I have to dress. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But again, it pays off.
Yeah.
And if you don't invest your time also in that, not only in the other things, then I see a lot of colleagues. I said, "Oh, are you busy? How can you be busy?" I'm not busy. I said, "But do you have your website?" I said, "No, I don't have it, but I don't have the time to do that." You have to find the time.
Yeah, interesting. So has other opportunities come out? Because we talked about the leads from the credibility of clients. What
Yeah.
else has come out from building your personal brand?
Is international recognition also. So I've been approached from different companies around the world to be their speaker. So I, for example, since 2019, I'm part of the Canadian Board of Aesthetic Medicine. They contact me through my social media, to my LinkedIn, and I'm a teaching faculty for them since 5 years now. And I travel every June at their conference in Toronto, and I'm one of the main speakers. I do a lot of online courses for them, webinars. I also work for different brands for the breast implants, for the fillers, etc. And they tend to ask me to become their key opinion leader. So this gives me more opportunity. And I love when we were at the marketing bootcamp together, that what you said, that you need to train yourself to be a public speaker also. And that's very important. So at the beginning, first of all, English is not my main language. So I was struggling. I remember 2010, I did my first conference in front of 1,000 people. I wanted to die. My English was not good. I was not sure about the topic. It was a bit, now, if I go on the stage, I'm very relaxed. It's something that comes natural because you train yourself.
So how did you train yourself then in that? Did you go to hire a coach? Did you go and speaking, just doing lots of them?
Just doing lots of them. I didn't take any course. I didn't, do this kind of professional thing, which maybe I should do. Can always be better. I did some course in prepare a presentation. So how you prepare PowerPoint for a conference to make it interesting. Because sometimes can be, medical conferences can be boring, you know. Maybe 10 people talk about the same topic. If you don't stand out, if you don't give another kind of message, that's, for example, I like to talk about complication in surgery because all the doctors, they don't talk about complication. They say everything is perfect. They come and show to all the other doctors the best cases. And I said, yes, I have tons of best cases I can show you. But let's talk about the one that didn't go well. For whatever reason, the patient had an infection, the patient had bleeding, whatever. And let's talk about that. And again, this brings, I think, a more human side of myself. I'm not God. I'm
vulnerability.
Vulnerability. There is a patient compliance, a patient also reaction to any kind of surgery. And that's what I'm trying to give also as a message on my social media to my patients, that I do my best. But things cannot always go the perfect way we want, okay? It's not mathematics, it's a biology response to something that happens to your body. And that's very important. And I commit myself. I guarantee you that I will do 100%. But your body might not do 100%.
I mean, you can't control.
Maybe the patient doesn't do the 100%. I always involve the responsibility of the patient. Because the patient, I had a patient, I did a breast lift for her. Amazing result. 4 days after, she came to me with a massive infection on the scar. I said, what did you do? I went to the sauna doctor. 4 days after the procedure, I said, why? It's not written anywhere that I cannot do a sauna after the surgery. I said, it's common sense. And I learned my lesson. I said, now I write everywhere. Whatever you cannot do is written everywhere. So patient compliance is so important. And the compliance comes also from my explanation. If I don't explain to you what to do, why expecting you are a doctor? No, you're not a doctor. Common sense is another thing. I have another patient who did surgery on the breast, and I always tell the patient, you need to wear the bra 24/7 for a month. It's very important. And I didn't mention remove of the shower. So she was having a shower with the bra on, and keeping it dried on, and she developed an infection. So all these little things, now I explain even these
more. But you
things.
think is obvious? No.
Exactly, because she was an educated patient. Was not. It's very important again. go through every single detail. I prepare a lot of consent form, a lot of instruction pre and post op for the patients. So they know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And again, this shows the brand strength that is not only take your money, do the surgery, thank you, bye.
Yeah.
I follow you in the process. I'm there.
Yeah.
My assistant answers 24/7 on the phone. Poor girl. Sometimes.
She's the one that I've been speaking to on the phone. I
Yes,
think. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, lovely.
exactly.
She's on it, and she was by your side at the conference as well.
Exactly.
And she actually came up to me first and said, "Hi, Kelly. I've been following you. We'd really like to do something." Like she was on it.
Yeah, absolutely. She is, and the good thing is that she started from a very basic medical and PA knowledge. Okay, she was working at a facility as an insurance manager, etc. But she didn't have this kind of approach. And I did a podcast with her where she talks about her journey and said, "You taught me a lot of things that I know and I own now that I didn't know that exist. How to talk with people, how to address a problem even if you have a complaint from the patient, how you address this." Because people sometimes can be arrogant, can be very impulsive, and with her over the phone, be very unpolite. And I taught her how to deal with that because it's also very important. And the customer is always the right in a certain way. And you need to manage the thing and turn it in our favor also, and to explain to them what happened, why these things went in this direction, etc. Again, the brand is not only you.
I think that's important.
Is you, but it's what you build around you and the credibility, the vibe that you give to people. And again, keep it simple. You don't have to be, the king on the throne and the thing. Keep it simple. People like to be relatable to you. So when they see you, then they say, "Oh, she's unreachable. I cannot be like her." No, I'm a human being. I'm a father. I like to play sport. I do things. I like to go sometimes have a drink outside or, have a dance night with the friends. I'm a human being. And that's what comes to build a brand.
What's been the most surprising piece of content that you've put out that did really well that maybe you didn't intend to?
I did one talking about my day at work. So I started filming at my place with me, waking up, take a sip of coffee on my balcony, overlooking the sea, and then get dressed, go to and people reacted, "Oh, yes, I like that," because sometimes you are too professional. For example, I changed in the past years the content on the social media in this sense because people were telling me, "You're boring.
Oh, wow.
You are too technical. You're too professional. You're talking about breast augmentation is a procedure that can enhance your breast." We know that. Tell us something
Make it more
about you.
humanize it, yes.
So I tend not to share too much about the private life on the social media because unfortunately I had a very bad experience. They stole some of my pictures. They created fake profile to, I don't know if you've seen the Tinder Swindler, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they
so
reach
that's
out
the
to
other
women.
Side.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
To women, and I posted many years ago a picture with my son, and they use that to say that this person has a son, and they try to, engage with the women, and then they end up asking money. And a lot of women then found my real profile. They contacted me and I said, "This happened to me."
Oh, wow.
So I went to the police. I did everything, to lawyers, etc. There's nothing I can do. So now I try not to post private life pictures and more professional pictures. And again, it's quite easy now to find me. Maybe back in the days I was not that popular on the social media and on Google, but now it's easy. So if a person is not stupid, I go on Google, put my pictures with Google Lens, put my pictures, and it comes up who I am. I'm not John Michael or another kind of name that they use. So that's the other thing. A lot of my colleagues, they're posting their private life when they are, on vacation with the family. I try to be a little bit more protective to my family for that. Because of this. But it would be a very interesting part. So I'm trying now to be also more natural, to shoot stories on Instagram, more relaxed.
So how do you bring that in that is still personal but not exposing the whole family?
Exactly.
That in?
So maybe, showing the Christmas tree that I put with my son, without my son, something which is more, personal and give again this human side of a professional.
I always say that to clients that I'm working with, that your line is different from everyone else's. So you can't compare that you need to go all in and share everything that you have from breakfast to your family things to this. But there's people that feel comfortable with that. But you've got to find your line. And for you, that line was maybe here 12 months ago. And then it might be, okay, how do I incorporate a little bit of this? Because you see the interest in it as well, that, oh, people are interested in that. That softens that bit. I'll do that. But so you've got to keep finding it and evolving it.
All the time is fine-tuning on what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Even in the technologies that I bring to my patients, the innovations, I always try to be upfront because it's very important that they get the best out of the huge market that we are offering. So I look for other surgeons' technique. I learn from that. I copy it sometimes. I create my own based on that. It's very important because I want to give the best result. Yeah. And if I'm also very honest, I say a lot of no to patients. When they come, they want, the expectation is too high or too unrealistic. I say, no, I'm sorry. I will not be, you will not be happy. I will not be happy. Don't do it. Okay. If you find another surgeon who agrees, go. So I say a lot of no. And also sometimes I said, I'm not the best in this. Go to this other colleague. I know that he's doing this part. And he will help you out with that. And some doctor looked at me and said, oh, why are you keeping patients away? I said, it's not sending them away. It's sending them to a best option. You need to be humble to do that. You need to understand your limits. Yeah. Again, as I said at the beginning, I'm not God. I'm very good in what, and I know what I'm good at. Yeah. And this, you come to me, for example, breast surgery is my field. You come to me, breast surgery, I do what I know I can do, and I deliver, systematically good results. If you come from other things, this person is better than me. Go to speak to him. Go to see, or you are unrealistic expectation. Sorry, or you want something which is fake. I believe in natural beauty. I believe in something that is enhancing a person, not transforming a person. So if you come to me and you want to look like Angelina Jolie, no, I'm not doing it. You are you. You're beautiful because you're you. Let's enhance it. Let's remove some signs of aging. Let's do your breast after breastfeeding. It's not as perky as it was before. Let's do it something about that, but keep it natural. Okay, people needs to wonder, has she done something or not? That's the trick.
Is that your goal, that people kind of come back with that feedback?
And also, I also tell my patient is my business card. Yeah. Because if you come to me, I do big lips like that, you go out, people ask, oh, who did this to you? I'm not going to him. But even people look at you, oh, look fresher. Have you done anything? And maybe it's your friend. You can say, oh, yes, I did this and this with Dr. Matteo. I say, oh, it's good because it shows that something has enhanced. Yeah. But not something has changed or you look dramatically different, that's...
We were talking just about the trends beforehand. So you were saying there's new surgery or a new way of doing breast augmentation in 15 minutes.
Yes. It's not a breast augmentation. Okay. It's called a breast enhancement.
Enhancement. Okay.
So basically is a very interesting technique. The company who develops the breast implant that I'm usually using, a few years ago, the CEO was in Japan and saw these women injecting hyaluronic acid in the breast because they don't want implant, they want something quick, immediately. But this is very bad. Now it's banned all over the world. You cannot inject hyaluronic acid in your breast anymore because it gives a lot of cysts, a lot of mammography alterations, so you don't know if there is a cancer or not. So they stop it completely.
I didn't even know you could have done that.
Yeah. It was a big thing back in 2010, 2016. It was a big thing, especially in the Far East, a lot. So the company said, I need to develop an injectable implant. And they called his R&D department back in Costa Rica, and they said, I want this. And I said, how can you inject an implant? It's impossible. We need to work on that. So they developed this implant, which is very stretchable, very soft. It's still silicone implant. Yeah. As a particular shape is a diamond shape. So with a smaller implant, you can achieve more projection. So give a good result. Mm-hmm. And from a small incision in the armpit, with a special tool, which is like a gun, you inject this implant. There is no scars on the breast. There is no cutting on the breast tissue. Total preservation of the breast tissue. It's totally reversible. If the patient doesn't like it, in the first 2 years, they can remove it at no cost for the patient.
Oh, wow.
And the situation goes back to normal. They did studies when they did this, and the volume of the breast, the shape didn't change at all. And
Interesting.
people can go back to the normal life the same day.
What does that cost to go through that journey?
It's more or less the same of a traditional breast augmentation. Okay, because there are, the technology is faster, so you save surgical timing cost, but the kit is more expensive, the implant is more expensive, so of course there are other costs involved. And the good thing is that this technique is not given to all the surgeons. To be, is called MIA FemTech. To be a certified surgeon, you need to go through a specific training.
Okay.
And in Dubai, for example, they have only an X amount of licenses that they give to surgeons. After they reach the total number, no more surgeon can do this procedure.
And why do you think that is?
Because they want to keep it a niche technique, and they select the surgeon. So you apply for the license, and they can say, no, you're not a good surgeon for that. When I saw the technique 2 years ago at the first presentation, I said, oh my God, I want this. This is amazing. This is a revolution. And a lot of my colleagues said, no, but in Dubai, women tend to have a bigger implant. These implants are too small. And I said, I think this is gonna...
But you know your audience as well.
And I have a lot of experts, a lot of European women that the Pamela Anderson look is not attractive to anybody anymore. They want this subtle enhancement, give back the femininity, maybe again, after breastfeeding, after some weight loss, now with the, all these injection to lose weight, a lot of people lose the volume on the breast.
Think about that.
Yes, it's huge. The effects.
That you don't think about, because they're thinking about the weight loss effect. But
and then they see, that they lost kilos on the hips, on the legs, but then the breast has lost. Breast is partially gland, partially is fat. So when you lose fat, you lose also the breast volume. And it becomes saggy, and you can do this kind of procedure in 15 minutes and you go back to your normal life.
It's insane.
It's amazing.
What, and then go to the gym in the
in
same
the first week?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There are a few rules for the scar. It's still a scar, so...
Don't shower with your bra on.
Exactly. But actually, you don't have scars on the breast, so you can do it. But yeah, people are really... And we started like 7-8 months ago, so it's still not very popular. That's why I did also a podcast talking about that, etc., because I want people to know that they have this option, which is great.
So keeping up with trends and the latest technology, I think the personal brand piece is huge for that.
Yes.
What's next for you then?
Well, I don't know. I'm very open to anything that comes my way. But now, after many years in Dubai working as a freelancer, but 4 different clinics, I think the time is mature enough to think about something on my own.
Ooh.
So cannot reveal much today. It's still in a process.
Work in progress,
okay. But the idea is to create something that really I can make a blueprint on that, like a protocols on how the plastic surgery world should be approachable for the patient, etc. So train a team that works with me. Because my biggest fear now is that I am the brand, I am the surgeon, I'm everything.
Yeah.
If I break my hand tomorrow, yes, I have insurance on my hand, but who's gonna carry it on? So my idea is to create something that can run even without me. But with my idea, with my brand, with my techniques, with my protocols, everything should be
systems, the processes,
that's why I train my personal assistant. I will have new people joining the clinic, and that is the goal. So I'm bringing the brand not to a personal brand anymore, to a corporate brand, where I can have somebody else who represents me in the same way I do, and that's the next step, I think.
Exciting, really exciting.
Yeah.
So I'd love to just finish on Dubai, and what's your opinion, or why do you, I mean, you've been here more than a decade, I've been here nearly more than 2 decades. What is it that you love about it, or what is it that keeps you here?
I saw Dubai as the land of opportunities. I always make this example. When I finished my residency in Italy back in 2008, they offered me a job in the hospital for 600 euros a month. After I studied 11 years, I was a plastic surgeon, certified plastic surgeon, 600 euros a month.
Wow.
And I took it as an insult. I went to my boss at the time. I said, I'm really sorry. I cannot. My wife was pregnant with my first son. And I said, I cannot survive with 600. And I do 3 Botox and I earn the same amount of money, more or less. And I have to work like 68 hours per week. It was insane. I start my, freelancer career there back in Italy. And when I landed in Dubai, I saw that they were offering me this job as a medical director of a big hospital, 95 employees under me. I was the youngest doctor among all the other surgeons, which was not easy, I can tell
imagine.
you.
Yeah.
A lot of jealousy, a lot of things that happened. But I said, okay, it's a challenge. It's an opportunity. I am eager. I can do that. I didn't know anything about managing a place like that. I have few experience in small entities before, but a huge hospital like that in Dubai for me was absolutely, and that's what I love about Dubai. You have an idea, you can develop, and you can do your business, your brand, your whatever, without that many obstacles that you can find in other countries. In Italy, for example, I love my country, I miss it so much, but it's impossible. I said at the beginning, to be a medical director, you need to be 6 years old. You need to have a proven record of like 30 years of doing, stupid things to reach the position. And here they give it to you. Of course, people who gave it to me saw a potential in me. They don't give this to anybody. So you need to have some skills, some qualities, and some also attitude towards this thing. But that's what really likes it. And Dubai is a continually evolving city. I met so many people from different cultures, different countries. You learn a lot from that. You go out of your comfort zone because you are a guest here. It's not your own country. And there is no time for nagging. I see, for example, back in Italy, a lot of my friends, colleagues are all nagging. Oh, but this, oh, but that, but the taxes are high, but you cannot get this job because it's too early for me and too young. And I said, okay, what are you doing to change it? I did my part. Moving to another country was not easy with a family, but at the end, it pays off. And I'm so satisfied now, and I think Dubai is a place that if they don't kick me out, I'm staying here.
I'll be with you.
Great.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
for having me.
I really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more because in the conference it was just so fleeting and passing and everything.
Quick,
but it was a pleasure. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your book, which I read it completely.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was very good. Thank you so much.
Wondering which platform is best for building your personal brand on? LinkedIn is the place to be. Many of my clients, as well as people that I meet at events, are often really nervous and don't know where to start when it comes to getting out content and building relationships on this fantastic social media platform. And that's exactly why I created How to Grow Your Personal Brand on LinkedIn. I actually got that name from Instagram when I asked my followers which one did they think was the best. That was the one they chose. This course is designed to help you share content that's personal and professional, that connects with your personal brand values, but more than that, just how can you grow long-lasting relationships on a platform with people all over the world. For my listeners, or for those that are watching this, I'm offering this 9-step module, which is really easy to complete in the next couple of hours for just $47. Click the link below, purchase it straight away, and then come and say hi on LinkedIn. I'd love to see what you've updated.